You see, the problem ain't that you were too nice now. The problem is you thought that being nice was gonna fix things, huh? You thought if you showed them a little compassion, gave them some grace, they'd give it back, treat you with some decency, right? But that's where you got it wrong. This world, it don't work like that. Kindness. Oh, that's like blood in the water, man. Sharks smell it from a mile away, and before you know it, they're circling, waiting to feast, and you're just there bleeding out, wondering how it came to this. See, they look at you and they see your heart, and to them, it's not something to respect. Oh no, they see it as soft. They mistake it for weakness. But here's the kicker, you ain't weak. Not even close. You're kind. And that's a strength they'll never understand. But to them, it's a sign. A big, bright, flashing sign that says, take advantage of me. Use me. Walk all over me. That's how twisted it is, man. They confuse your kindness with weakness and you let them. Yeah, you did. Why? Because you believed deep down that showing them your heart would make them change. You thought that if you gave enough, helped enough, loved enough, they'd finally look at you and say, damn, that's a good person. But let me drop some truth on you now. They didn't see that. What they saw was an opportunity. Every act of kindness, every little thing you did out of the goodness of your heart, they laughed at it. Behind your back, they chuckled, thinking, look at this fool. While you were out here breaking your back for them, giving them pieces of yourself until there was almost nothing left, they were slicing you up, taking what they could and walking away without a second thought. And now? Well, now it's too late. You're sitting here, hurting, wondering how things got so messed up. You gave and they took, and took, and took. But you want to know the sad part? They only regret it when they can't take no more. That's when it hits them. That's when they realize, oh man, I messed up, but they'll never tell you that. Nah, too much pride, too much ego for that. They'll never come to you and say, I was wrong. I took advantage of the only person who actually cared about me. But believe me, they feel it. Oh, it creeps up on them late at night when they're all alone with their thoughts. When the silence gets too loud, when they got no one else to blame. That's when the memories start coming back. They'll remember the times you were there, the times you showed up when no one else did. The times you gave when you didn't have to. It'll hit them like a fist to the gut. And trust me, that regret, it burns. It eats them up inside. But by then you've moved on. See, people don't respect kindness when they have it. They spit on it. Walk over it like it's nothing. But when it's gone, that's when they start to feel the weight of it. That's when they start drowning. You were their lifeline. But they didn't realize it until they cut the rope. And now they're sinking while you're done playing the fool. You've changed. You're not the same person you were when they were taking advantage. You've grown, you've hardened, but not in the way they think. Your kindness, it's still there, but now it's got boundaries. Now it's guarded because you finally learned, didn't you? You learned that in this world, kindness without limits, without respect, it's a weapon against yourself. They thought they could break you, thought they could use you up and leave you empty. But look at you now. You're still standing. You might have some scars, sure, but those scars, they're reminders. Reminders that you're stronger than they ever gave you credit for. You thought kindness was about being soft, about letting people in, letting them see the real you, but now you know kindness, it's strength, real strength. Not everyone deserves it though. So yeah, they're gonna regret losing you. They'll wish they could turn back time, fix their mistakes, but it's too late for them now. You've moved on and they're stuck in the past, haunted by what they lost. And you're finally free. Free from the weight of their expectations, their judgments. Free from the game they were playing, thinking they could take you for granted. Nah, you ain't weak, you never were. You're kind. And that's something they'll never understand. Not until it's gone. Here's the thing, they didn't break you. Not even close. You think you're broken, huh? Nah, see what they did, they sharpened you. That pain you're carrying. You think it's weakness, but no, it's a blade now. It's slicing through all the illusions, cutting through all the lies you used to tell yourself about people, about the way this world works. And now you finally see it, don't you? You get it. People don't respect kindness, they respect power, they respect control. But here's the twist, though you can be both. You can have the power and still hold on to your kindness. Just not for everyone. Only for the ones who earn it. The rest, let them rot. letting them wallow in their regret, choke on the choices they made. Yeah, you were never weak. You were just unguarded. That's all. You left the door wide open, letting anyone in, thinking they'd respect your space, your heart. But now, now you've learned to shut that door, to bolt it, lock it up tight, and you don't open it for just anyone anymore. Nah, only for the ones who've earned their seat at your table. The rest, they can stand outside wondering why they ain't getting in anymore. And ain't it funny? The ones who used to take from you without a second thought, now they're the ones left begging. Life has a way of flipping the script when you least expect it. But here's the real part. The part you gotta listen close to. This is where most people mess up. Don't let the pain make you bitter. Nah, let it make you better. Use it, let it fuel you. Remember every moment you felt like breaking. Every tear you shed, every time you thought, why am I even trying? Take all that and build something from it. Build yourself, build a wall, a fortress, something strong, something nobody can tear down. And when you rise, and trust me, you will rise, they'll see. Oh, they'll see the monster they created. The one they thought they could break, control, manipulate. But this time, you won't be their victim. No, this time you'll be a storm, a force of nature, unstoppable. And they'll regret it. Believe that. They'll regret ever thinking you were weak, ever thinking they could play you. But by the time that regret hits, you'll be so far ahead, so far gone that the regret will just be noise, a distant echo in the wind. And here's the best part, you won't care anymore. And that'll be their real punishment. See, you think they care, huh? You think they're out there somewhere feeling bad, having a little moment of realization like, oh no, I shouldn't have hurt them. I shouldn't have hurt them. I shouldn't have treated them that way. Nah, man. Don't kid yourself, they don't regret it because they hurt you. No, they regret it because they lost you. Big difference. You were valuable to them, too valuable. You were the one picking up the pieces, smoothing things over, making everything easier for them. You were a crutch. And now that you're gone, they can't stand on their own 2 feet. But don't for a second think they're sitting around feeling guilty. No, it's not remorse they're feeling, it's panic. They're not sorry for what they did, they're sorry for what they lost. But guess what? That's not your problem anymore. You've moved on. You're building yourself up stronger, better than before. They don't get to come back and pick up where they left off. They don't get a second chance to tear you down. Not this time. This time you're in control. You've got the power now. And let me tell you something about power. It's not about dominating others, about stepping on them like they stepped on you. Nah, real power is knowing your worth, knowing who deserves your kindness, your time, your energy, and who doesn't. And once you figure that out, you become untouchable. They thought they could walk all over you, thought they could use you up, take everything you had and leave you in pieces. But now those pieces, they're coming together into something stronger than they ever imagined. And when they look back, when they realize they can't use you anymore, that's when it's gonna hit them. That's when they'll start feeling the weight of what they lost. But by then, you'll be so far removed from their games, from their drama, that their regret will be nothing more than a whisper. And the best part, you won't even care. That's the power you hold now. The power to walk away, to choose who gets access to your life. The power to build yourself back up better, stronger. And when they finally realize they lost someone they never should have let go, it'll be too late. And you'll be too far ahead to look back. Funny, ain't it? They're losing their minds now because they don't know how to make it without you. They took everything you had, drained you dry, and now what? Now they're stuck with nothing but their empty hands, staring at the space you used to fill. Meanwhile, you're still thinking about them, aren't you? Wondering if they're feeling that sting of regret, if they're drowning in the same pain they caused you. You're hoping even now that maybe they feel something, anything. Pathetic, isn't it? We all do it though, hoping that the people who hurt us will feel some kind of pain in return, like it's going to change something, like it's going to undo what they did. Let me clue you in on something. Regret? It doesn't matter. It don't mean a damn thing. Whether they're crying into their pillow or going about their day like you never existed, it won't fix anything. You think their regret is gonna heal you? Think their guilt is gonna somehow glue back together all those pieces they shattered inside you? Nah, that's on you. That's your job now. You hear me? You are the one who has to pick up the pieces. You're the one who's got to stitch yourself back together, drag yourself out of that wreckage, and walk out like you're untouchable. Because guess what? You are. After all that, after everything they put you through, you're still standing, you're still here. But here's the hard part: you got to stop waiting for something that's never coming. Stop expecting closure from them. Stop waiting for that apology you think you deserve, because let me tell you, it's never coming. People like that, they don't wake up one day and magically get it. They don't suddenly realize they messed up and come running back with open arms, begging for forgiveness. No, people like that, they live in their own little world, convinced they're the hero of their own story. And to them, you were just a stepping stone, a pawn in their twisted little game. You don't need their apology. You don't need their validation. What you need, what you really need, is to own this. Own your pain. Don't shy away from it. Don't bury it. Don't try to pretend it ain't there. You let that pain fuel you. You let it drive you. And then you build yourself into something they can never touch again. You build yourself so strong, so fierce, that even the thought of you sends shivers down their spine. You think they regret what they did now? Just wait. Wait until they see who you become. Wait until they see the version of you that rose from the ashes of their betrayal. That's when the real regret will hit them. That's when the burn starts to dig deep. Because by then, they'll know. They'll know there's no coming back from this, no way to fix what they broke. No way to even reach you anymore. You'll be up here untouchable. He gestures high dot, and they'll be stuck down there, wondering how they ever let you go. Wondering how they ever thought they could use you, mold you, make you dance to their tune. They thought your kindness was weakness. Thought they could break you down, manipulate you, drain you dry. They were wrong. They didn't realize that your kindness, it wasn't softness. It wasn't some easy target. It was strength. Strength they didn't recognize until it was too late. And now they're left scrambling, desperate, trying to figure out how to fill the void you left behind. But you've moved on. You're not the same person they walked all over. You're not the same person who let them get close enough to hurt you. You've grown. You've hardened. And now you've built yourself up so strong, so unshakable, that they can't even touch you. They'll regret it. Oh, they'll feel that regret in ways they never expected. But by the time they realize what they've lost, by the time they understand just how valuable you were, you'll be so far ahead, so far removed from their games, that their regret will be nothing more than a whisper in the wind. And here's the best part: you won't care anymore. That's the real power. Not just surviving, not just picking yourself up after they tried to tear you down, but thriving. Thriving so hard that their regret, their guilt, their pain, it doesn't even touch you anymore. You've outgrown it. And them, they'll have to live with that forever. They didn't see it coming, did they? They had no clue what was brewing inside you. Too busy feeding their own greed, too wrapped up in their selfishness to see they were playing with fire. And now, they've woken the dragon. So here's what you got to do next. You stop letting their actions, their regrets, their failures control you. You cut that cord. You've been letting them live rent-free in your head, taking up space with their mistakes, their lies. Every second you spend thinking about what they did, every moment you waste wondering if they feel sorry, that's just more of your time they're stealing. And haven't they taken enough? You don't owe them another second. Not another thought. You've already given too much. And now, it's time to take it all back. Here's the truth. People like them, they'll never fully admit they were wrong. Maybe they'll come at you with some half-hearted apology down the line, but it won't be real. It'll just be a move, a play to get something out of you, a favor, a second chance, something to ease their own guilt. But you can't worry about that anymore. You've got to be smarter now. You've got to see through their games and make a decision. It comes down to this: either you keep letting them control your story, or you take the pen back. You decide how this goes. You're the author of your life. Not them. Not their betrayal. Not their regret. You, Dot. And let me tell you something: you're going to want this next chapter to be a damn good one. Because when you rise, and you will rise, they'll be watching. Oh yeah, they'll be watching. And it's going to tear them apart. But not because they miss you, not because they're truly sorry for what they did. No, it'll eat them alive, because they'll finally realize something they can never change. They've lost you for good. There's no going back, no undoing the damage, and most importantly, they'll know they'll never touch the person you've become. Here's the thing, they'll come back. Oh, trust me, they always do. The second they see you rising, the moment they catch a glimpse of your newfound strength, they'll slither back, just like the snakes they are. You'll hear the same tired lines, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was going through something," yeah, that old excuse, they didn't value you when they had you, but now that you've made it without them, they suddenly remember how much you meant to them. But don't be fooled. See, they're not coming back out of love or guilt. No, they miss the old you, the easy you, the one they could bend, twist, and control. They don't want this new version of you, the strong, untouchable version. They're coming back hoping they can drag you down again, back to where they had you before. And you can't let them. You think you're strong now, and yeah, you are. But if you let them in, even for a second, they'll start chipping away at you again. They'll sneak in all sweet and innocent at first, acting like they've changed. But deep down, they're the same. They haven't changed. And if you let them get too close, they'll start tearing you down from the inside. That's how they operate. They see your strength, and it threatens them. They see your peace, and they want to disrupt it. People like them don't know how to handle real power, unless it's theirs. They don't know how to appreciate someone like you unless you're under their thumb, bending to their will. So here's what you do. When they come crawling back, and believe me, they will, you don't even give them the time of day. You don't answer their calls. You don't respond to their texts. You don't even acknowledge their existence. You let them lie in the bed they made. You let them live with the regret they've created for themselves. And trust me, it'll drive them insane. Nothing eats at a person more than realizing they've lost access to the one thing they never appreciated until it was gone. You think they cared about you? No. They cared about what you gave them, how you made them feel. But the second you stop giving, the moment you start pulling back and taking care of yourself, they lose control. And they don't know how to handle that. So don't give them the chance. Let them regret. Let them choke on their own mistakes. You've already wasted enough time on them. Now, it's all about you. It's time to write your own story your way. They're like kids throwing tantrums when they don't get their way. The second they see you're not playing by their rules anymore, they'll flip the script. Oh yeah, suddenly you've changed. Suddenly you're the problem. They'll say stuff like, "You're cold. You're not the person I remember." They'll try to flip the guilt on you, make you question yourself, make you feel like the bad guy for choosing to protect yourself. But don't fall for that. Not for 1 second. You've earned this. You've earned the right to be cold toward them. You've earned the right to shut them out completely. You gave them everything, and what did they do? They threw it all away without a second thought. So now you give them nothing. Not a glance, not a word, not a single drop of the energy they used to feed off of. And if anyone dares to tell you that you're wrong for that, ignore them. People will say you're being too harsh, too hard. Forgiveness is important. And yeah, maybe for some that's true. But here's the thing, forgiveness doesn't mean you let people back into your life. Forgiveness is for you, not for them. You forgive to free yourself from the weight of what they did. You forgive to let go of the hate, the anger, the bitterness, because all that does is poison you, not them. But let's be clear, forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean giving them another shot at hurting you. It doesn't mean you hand them the keys to your life again, just so they can come in and wreck what you've built. No, forgiveness means you unchain yourself from their actions, you free yourself, but they stay out in the cold, they stay on the other side of that locked door, banging, crying, begging, begging you. You walk forward without ever looking back. See, this isn't about them anymore, this is about you. This is your story. You've been the victim for long enough. You've played the good guy, the martyr, the one who always sacrifices for everyone else. But now it's time for you to rise. It's time to step into the version of yourself that doesn't need anyone's validation. The version of you that doesn't crave approval. The version that sure as hell doesn't need the toxic people who once tried to break you. You think they regret it now? Just wait. Wait until they see what you become. Wait until they see that all their little games didn't break you. If anything, they built you up. You think they've tasted regret? They haven't seen anything yet, their real regret? Oh, it's coming when they watch you soar, when they see you reach heights they can only dream about. And when you're up there rising, winning, thriving, you won't even remember their names. That's true power. Not just surviving, but thriving. turning every cut, every wound, every betrayal into fuel, into fire, into something unstoppable. And when you're standing at the top, untouchable, they'll be stuck in the dust, haunted by who you used to be and devastated by the reality of who you've become. And that's their real regret. The kind of regret that sticks with them for the rest of their miserable lives. But before we wrap this up, let me tell you one last thing. You are not the same person who got hurt. You're not the same fool they took advantage of. You've walked through the fire and it burned away all the weak parts, all the parts that were too easy to break. What's left? That's the real you. The one who doesn't bend, who doesn't crack under pressure. The one who knows better now. This journey, it's just getting started. Every day you'll grow stronger. Every day you'll rise higher. And with each step you take forward, they'll fall further behind, watching you, regretting every moment they underestimated you. Sure, regret might visit them from time to time, but you'll be too busy winning, too busy building, too busy living to care. Victory is yours now, not their guilt, not their apologies. None of that matters anymore. What matters is your growth, your strength, and the power you've reclaimed. So remember this, they saw your kindness as weakness. But now they'll see your strength. And that strength, that'll be their regret forever.